Never ever fall into that trap of, oh, this guy said this is the way to do it, and it's not really working for me. I guess I'm an idiot, or I just don't got it. Nah, man, you just haven't found your style. Hey, what's up guys? Dale Valor here for Modern Valor Dating. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that I think is really important when it comes to game and life in general, but this is going to be more of a game specific video, okay? What I'm talking about is finding your niche. What I mean by that is finding your own particular style that works best for you. And you know, your identity is so important and plays such a huge role into this that you want it to be congruent with who you are. Because listen, if you're just going out there and just repeating stuff that somebody told you that you should say, you know, I'm not a big fan of that. Now, you know, I'm not adverse to necessarily using canned material, but it should be your own material, okay? Don't go around just spitting out just other lines that other people say. You want to do it your way, authentically, things like that. But at the end of the day, you need to find out what works best for you and start accentuating that and getting out there and making it happen and seeing where your strengths and weaknesses lie. And I think it's so important also because, look, you know, if you're just going around banging your head with zero results, then that tells you that there's things that need to change. In that change, what you'll find is your distinctive style, okay? Because inevitably, you change enough things, it's gonna start working for you. And if nothing, absolutely nothing is working for you, that's what these videos are for. Start going through some of these videos that we put out and find resources that can work for you. A mentor might be a good idea in that situation, in particularly, because if nothing's working, there's something amiss. There's a misfire somewhere, all right? And a mentor will help you be able to figure that out, get it straightened out, and send you on your way, and you'll start seeing results. But finding your niche is super important, and that's what we're going to talk about today. I got the top 5 tips on finding your niche. Let's get it. Number 1, experiment with different techniques. You know, in the intro into this video, I talked about that a little bit, and I'm going to expound on it here. All right, you know, there's so many different ways to do game and different styles and techniques. If you want to go direct or indirect, or, you know, the kind of opener that you do, if you want to have a direct opener or an indirect opener, you know, an opinion opener, or, you know, building comfort, you know, if you want a more structured style of game, if you want to experiment with that versus something that's a little more, you know, by the seat of your pants, you know, where you're just kind of freewheeling it, you know, there's all kinds of different ways to try and experiment and see what works and what doesn't work. You know, I think where a lot of guys kind of miss the boat is they're told that you have to do it a certain way or it's not going to work. I don't believe that. You know, I have a saying that everything works. It's just a matter of what works for you, okay? So, you know, by experimenting, there's nothing wrong with trying things on, see if it fits. And if it doesn't, okay, you know, I'll try something else. You know, like, think of it like this. If you're going to the store because you're going to get a new suit, right? You go to the tailor, you go to the suit store, whatever, okay? You go there, you're going to try things on. You're not just going to grab it off the rack, looks right, and walk out with it. I mean, you could get away with that with a t-shirt, but not a suit, right? So you're going to have the tailor, you know, tailor design it to your build, to your height, to all those things, so as it fits you properly. You know, it's about, you know, you wearing the clothes, not the clothes wearing you. So this is no different, right? You want to try things on and see if it works for you. And if it doesn't, fine, try something else. and see if that works. If that doesn't, fine, try something else, and start seeing what works and what doesn't. I think it's good to baby step it, to like, okay, let me see if this little, just me opening and not getting, just rejected immediately. How can I do that? Okay, so you go, you do that, you see, okay, what I did, A, it didn't work that well. B, it was okay, kind of worked. C, okay, this is popping. This is really working for me. Run with C, and then the next part where she wants to keep you around. So A, that didn't work. You already did your opener and everything that you saw that works now. A, doesn't work. B, hit or miss. C, okay, that works. All right, then keep that. And don't worry about anything else for now. So that's what I'm trying to say is try it on, see if it fits. If it doesn't, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with experimenting and trying different techniques and, adjusting your body language, different tonality, all those things. It's super duper important, man. And, never ever fall into that trap of, oh, this guy said this is the way to do it, and it's not really working for me. I guess I'm an idiot, or I just don't got it. Nah, man, you just haven't found your style. What if, whatever kind of music you like, what if every band that you like put out the same song, the same exact song? You'd be tired of it. You'd be like, this again, So the thing is, it's like, no, bands have different styles, and you want to hear them for their style. You don't want them all doing the same song, the same way, the same tempo, the same, whatever, man. You want it to be everybody to do their own thing, and that's why you like them, because they do the things that they do that resonate with you. This is no different. All right, we're gonna hop into number 2. Let's go. Hey guys, wanted to take a real quick time out just to let you know, if you're getting value out of these videos that we're dropping 3 times a week, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. That way you don't miss anything. We need you to like the video. And if you have any thoughts on it or have a topic that you want us to touch on, make sure you drop it in the comment section. Also, make sure you check out modernvalordating.com. It gives all the insights into what we're about, what we're doing, the moves that we're making, how you can get in touch with any of us, how you can book your free coaching call. It gives so much information about what we're doing and what we're about. And lastly, every month we do a live event, and this month is no different. This one's going to be a Zoom call session. Normally I like to do these in person. However, due to shutdowns and regulations and things like that, it's not really feasible for us to do that. However, we are going to do it virtually. So we're going to put a link in the video description that you can register and be there. And listen, do it early because seating is limited, or viewership or whatever is limited. So make sure that you do that. And for everybody that does, there's going to be a free gift. Okay, so make sure you do that. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. And we're going to hop right back into the video. Number 2, use your hobbies. What do I mean by that? All right, so there's things in life that you like to do, right? If there isn't, that's a whole separate issue. There has to be things that you like to go do. In those things, grow your social circle. Stay in contact with the people that also do these particular hobbies, and grow your social circle out. Because here's the deal. This is just a different niche than the first point that I brought up. If you grow your social circle out and you're the straw that stirs the drink, right? You're the guy that coordinates things. You're the guy that does fun stuff, has fun events going on, things like that. Everywhere that you go, inside of your hobbies and your peer group and all that kind of stuff, everybody knows you. People like you and want to hang around with you and things like that. That is a particular niche. And there's nothing wrong with experimenting with that and seeing if that works for you. Because look, again, There's got to be things that you like to do that's people there. And listen, maybe even you do something that is a very masculine hobby, working on cars, we'll say. So, okay, you do that, and, there's 3 or 4 other guys that are also, that you may know that also work on cars and things like that, okay? Now, there's not going to be a lot of women in this interaction. However, these guys know people, just like you know people, things like that. You put together, you're having a party, you're throwing a celebration, whatever, and you're having a bunch of people over. Have them invite people, so that way they can introduce you to people they know, growing out that social circle. Because look, they might know some girls that are friends of theirs or friends of their girlfriend or whatever. And now they're over at your place or at the place you're having this party or this event that you're throwing or whatever. And you're the guy to know because you're the guy that put everything together. You coordinate things. You're the captain of the football team. You're Mr. Popular. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. Grow out that social circle and see if that is a niche that you want to run with. All right, we're going to hop into number 3. Let's go. Number 3, know what your ideal woman is. All right, because listen, if you're going around and you're just, throwing stuff against the wall to see what sticks, you're trying to find your niche, all that kind of stuff, and that's cool. That's what this whole video is about, and that's what I'm encouraging you to do. If you don't know what you want, you may wind up with anything. Now listen, because I've had this question before because I bring this up somewhat often. I'm not saying that if a girl is not your ideal girl, but she still seems cool, maybe, she's down to be friends with benefits or whatever that looks like, and, you still find her attractive and she's cool and stuff, but she's just not your cup of tea, maybe in a deeper relationship context, or there's things in her life and, you just kind of want to keep her at arm's length and that kind of thing. That's fine. You could still talk to any number of these girls. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, look, know what it is that you want. So that way, when you see it, you can go after it, right? So this is why this part of finding your niche is so important, because if you're experimenting and doing all these things, trying to figure it out and see what works for you and what doesn't, if you run into the girl that you really, really like and you really, really want to kick it with and you're super interested in her, you've already experimented, you know what to do, you know how to make it happen, and hopefully things work out in your favor, okay? All right, we're going to get into number 4. Let's go. Number 4, know what you want in a relationship. And you may say, hey, Dale, I don't want a relationship. I just want to have a rotation of girls that I see on a semi-regular basis, that we have a friends with benefit type of situation going on. And yeah, that's what I want. I'm not looking for a relationship. Well, I got news for you. That's a relationship. Any type of situation where you're seeing somebody on some kind of basis, regardless of what the time length is and things like that, even with your friends, you have a relationship with your friends, you have a relationship with your boss. They're not necessarily all sexual, but the thing is that you have a relationship. So the thing is, know what you want inside of those relationships. Now, you may say to yourself, I want a girlfriend. I want a serious relationship. Okay, cool. Go for that. Look for that. If somebody doesn't fit the bill, some girl it doesn't work for, okay, on to the next one. If it does work out, okay, cool. You got what you want. You may want to get married. If you do, you know what to screen for. You know what to look for. All right. If you don't want any of that and you're just like, listen, I just want to have mad girls and just this, like I said, a super big rotation and all that. Cool. See who's down, who isn't. Keep the ones that are and discard the ones that aren't. So that's the thing. You have to know what it is that you want, because if you don't, you're never gonna get anywhere. you're just waiting for something to fall in your lap, figuratively and for real, literally. You're waiting for things to fall in your lap that, that may make sense for you, might not, don't really know. We'll see what happens. I'd prefer to go into it with a game plan, with this is what I want. Like, look, if you're going to the grocery store, there's a reason you're there. Now, there might be a couple, like, hey, look, I need to get some eggs. I need to get some protein bars. I need to get some vitamins. And I need to get some vitamin water. Okay, cool. Now, while you're there, you may see a couple of other things. Like, oh yeah, you know what? I did want to get one of those and throw it in your cart. You might do that. But ultimately, you're there because you know what you want and you want to get it. That's the whole purpose of being there. So, that's the thing. Go into it knowing what it is that you want. You're not just going to walk around aimlessly at the grocery store like, what do I want? What's here? I don't know. Let's walk aisle to aisle. I'll spend the next 3 hours in this store. Maybe I'll find something I like. You're not going to do that. You're going there for a purpose. So know your purpose that you want in a relationship context with the girls that you're kicking it with. All right, we're going to get into number 5. Let's get it. Number 5, know what your life looks like. And what I mean by that is this. You may say, like in the last point that we talked about, you may say, I want this kind of relationship. We'll say you want a long-term, monogamous, serious relationship that could potentially lead to marriage and kids and all that kind of stuff. However, you run 3 businesses and your time is completely absorbed with making sure that those businesses are on track, that they're being successful, that you're putting everything that you got into that, and it's taking up so much of your time that you have very little time for anything else in your life. All right? Well, I got news for you. That kind of relationship is probably not in your best interest at that point in time in your life. Because if it was, you would be focused on that and not your businesses. Because those types of relationships take time and effort and energy and understanding and all that kind of stuff. You don't have time to do. So why would you put yourself in the position of trying to get that kind of relationship when it's just not feasible because of what your lifestyle looks like, right? So you want to think about that when it comes to knowing what you want in a relationship, when it comes to knowing the ideal girl for you and all that kind of stuff. Because if your life doesn't lend to being able to secure that and lock that down, then it's probably not going to happen for you. So listen, that's all part of finding your niche and what works for you and what works for your game and what it is that you're going to be successful at. And then, all that stuff. It all comes together right there in knowing what it is that your life looks like. Okay? All right, listen, guys. So we dropped a video a little while back on cultural knowledge. And when I say cultural knowledge, what I mean is it's about knowing your environment. It's about knowing what's going on around you, events, things that you're not used to, stretching your comfort zone, getting out there, getting to know new people and that are in different kind of subcultures than you. Like, say, for instance, you're a guy that's into hip hop. Like, that's me, okay? You're a guy that's into hip hop and you feel comfortable going to hip hop events. But you're not so comfortable going to goth events because it's not your thing. It's not your cup of tea. Here's the deal. I would encourage you to go to things like that because it will stretch your comfort zone and you get to find out more about that culture and get to know people there and see who's cool, who's not. And what are you doing by doing that? Not only are you stretching your comfort zone, making you feel more comfortable in situations that you're not used to, you're also expanding your social circle because you're getting to know people at these places. All right. And then again, when you have an event or your party or whatever the case might be, and you're inviting people out, you have such a mixed bag group of people. It makes you come across as being super interesting because you have friends and know people in all walks of life. And that's extremely intoxicating. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to check that video out, and I will see you there.